Hello, and in today's episode of the 2D podcast, we're going to be talking about emotional damage. It's like not emotional baggage, or how that affects us at the end of every year, and how we could actually turn that around so we can not only end the year strong, but prepare the year coming up to have the best year of our lives.
Yes.
Oh,
stay tuned.
Oh, yeah. Hello, and welcome to the 2D podcast. I am your host, Adonis Barrera, and I am joined as always by the lovely and beautiful and talented and intelligent Iana Giselle Backlit Alhambra.
Hey, everybody.
How you doing, Iana?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Doing pretty well.
Let's go.
Again, we're starting off this podcast pretty late.
Yes.
But for good reason. We were at Virginia Beach.
Woo.
Living our best life.
Celebrating Athalea.
Oh.
30. No, just kidding.
Put it out there like that, huh?
Oh, yeah.
What's it called? Yeah. But that does bring me on to the segment of Rate the Date. And for this segment, we're going to be talking about our little expedition to King's Dominion.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How did you like it, and what did we do, Iana?
So we did the all-day pass and the Halloween haunt. So like in October is when they start. I don't know if they start in September or whatever, but yes, King's Dominion after like 6 p.m. is when they can start doing like the Halloween haunt, and everything is Halloween themed, and they open up like the haunted houses and all these things. So it's pretty fun. They have like scare zones. They even have like a little lanyard that's like flashing purple lights for those that do not want to be scared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I would have gotten it, but my big brother, he goes, if you're going to what's the point of buying the Halloween haunt ticket if you're going to wear that?
Right.
Because then you're paying to pay to not get scared.
Right.
And I was like, all right, fine. I'm just going to go in with the mentality of not being scared.
Right.
So overall, King's Dominion, I had the best time.
Nice.
I'm so glad. I was able to ride all the rides that we wanted to, and then we were able to go through some of the haunted mansions, that like haunted houses that were not like too scary. And I'm glad that I was holding your hand and that you were leading, because before we went into the first house, I was ready to run, and I was like, if I need to run and you're not going to keep up, then I'm just going to leave. Like, I'm going.
Yeah.
But I'm glad you like led the entire way. You kept me safe. So thank you.
Oh, yeah.
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 That was fun.
Nice.
Yeah. What about you?
I liked it. That was the first time I've ever been to one of those spooky stuff.
Yeah.
I've always just went to the ride. And the last time I went to just King's Dominion just to go on the roller coasters, it's been a minute. It's been over 4 years. Yeah. But I loved being back. I will say, though, I don't know if it's because I'm getting older or what's up, but I started to get like motion sickness.
Oh, no.
It wasn't that bad, though, but I could tell like
something's happening.
Yeah, like I felt it, like I had a lot of fun, especially the first ride. Which one?
Dominator.
The Dominator. Like
I
the
love
very
that
first
ride.
one, it was so much fun.
Mm-hmm. That's always my fave.
I'm glad I did it twice.
Yeah.
Because the first time, that's when I really felt woozy, especially since they had some janky stairs. There's like literally the top stairs, and it was wobbly. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure. At first, I thought it was me. I thought because of the motions, it hit me pretty hard, the motion sickness.
Oh, shoot.
And you didn't say anything about it. So I was like, oh, okay, well, it's just me. And I feel like a little, woozy.
Oh, no.
And then when we got down, and then we decided to go back on it because there was no line. So it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then.
And great weather, too.
Oh,
we lucked out on Sunday.
Yeah. Like it was not hot at all, but the sun was still out.
Yeah.
And when I was walking down, again, I felt it,
You
and
saw the
and
stairs
you
move.
said it too, and I was like, okay, thank God I'm not the only one. Like, and then
Yeah.
because I did feel a lot better. I don't know what it was, and then I felt that motion sickness a little bit throughout the whole time, but it wasn't as bad. It's not
Okay.
it's not as bad as when I'm in the passenger seat for a long car ride. Yeah, not even close.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know what was up with those stairs. I wasn't planning on talking about it, but it was just so janky. And then I told Anna, I'm pretty sure they're detached from the rest of the stairwell because the rest of it was perfect.
Yeah.
Like it was solid.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we walked down and we looked up, we could see the separation.
Yes.
I was like, what the heck is going on? We should have told somebody.
So King's Dominion, fix your stairs at Dominator.
Come on, man. You're looking like Six Flags out here. It's like, nah.
You like how I
It's
said that earlier?
Nah, shade. Nah.
I know.
But speaking on the spooky stuff though at night,
Yeah.
the transition, I gotta say, wasn't all that great. I don't know why they do it like that. I get it. They got to set up and everything. But I don't know. There's got to be a better system instead of kicking you out for an hour.
Yeah.
And you're not even really getting kicked out. They just made us move to one side in a line.
Mm-hmm. And the line did go pretty smoothly. So I'm happy that happened.
That was really good.
But still, it was just like very confusing. So I think they need to have like a whole staff meeting. This is the language that you need to use to guide the participants.
Yeah.
Because it was very confusing talking to like 4 different people saying different things, and it just, nothing was clear.
Exactly. Yeah. So that's why we got a little annoyed. But it turned out once they finally did start accepting your tickets for that, it was very smooth.
Yeah. So it was good.
Yeah. But for the thing about the spooky stuff, like the haunted little houses and stuff.
Yeah. And the scare zones.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. It was not bad at all. Yeah. I mean, luckily I didn't go with any expectations. Like the very first one was a lot of fun, and tried to make it scary. I hyped myself up with Iana and stuff.
Yeah.
But then afterwards, like it just got repetitive. And I don't think it helps that whether you go with another person or a big group, it doesn't really make a difference because they're gonna make you go into a big group anyways. Yeah. Whether it's you or randoms, your own group or a bunch of randoms, and so that eliminates a lot of the scare because as soon as you see the people in front of you, then it's over.
Yeah,
you see it coming every time.
Yeah,
but I will say I did love the vibe. Being out there at night and with the group that we had was fun and chill. Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And so I think for that KD experience, I'll give it a solid, strong 8 out of 10.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I would say, I think I would say like an 8 too. But that's also because we got there so late. Like I would have liked to enjoyed the whole park in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that would have made the difference because I felt rushed to eat too.
Yeah, exactly.
And I didn't get my funnel cake. So that's why I'm also leaning towards like a 7.
Oh, wow. Yeah. But yeah, I feel it. Yeah, we didn't really have time to eat. Like we were just trying to, because it was getting time to get kicked out pretty much. Yeah. We had to hurry up and eat.
To do the turnaround.
But I didn't even do the drop zone. And I didn't get to do that one that you really like.
The Windseeker?
Yeah, that one was so much fun.
So good.
I'm disappointed that I didn't get to do that one.
Yeah.
But we did do the Intimidator like 3 times.
We did it 4 times. So we did, this is so funny. So this is why we got like our money's worth too, was because we rode Dominator twice. Yeah. And we rode Intimidator 4 times. And then we still rode like Flight of Fear and like all these other things. And like we still got like good food and everything like that. Like I think that was like definitely a good thing. But yeah, I just like riding rides. So
and the on the food real quick, this is the last one. Obviously it's going to be pricey. Chicken tender is like $18. But
Wild.
I was happy to see that, 3 chicken tenders were fluffy.
Yes.
Like they were thick.
Solid chicken, not just like a little wimpy chicken with like a whole bunch of batter.
That's literally what I was expecting. I was expecting almost $20 with skimp food, because that's how they do it. Well, a lot of places, because they have you caged in and you can't get food from the outside.
Yeah. Right.
But luckily, it wasn't like
nothing crazy. Yeah. Like it wasn't. It was actually worth the quality of it was worth it.
Exactly. So yeah, that's gonna do it for our segment of Rate the Date. But moving on to more important subjects, we got to keep ourselves accountable.
Yeah.
How, Iana, are we doing with the declutter boy?
So, I hate excuses, but I did get sick last week and I was home all week. And I did work from home like Thursday and Friday, but because I was just like trying to get my bearings and I didn't plan for the sickness of being at home, because in my head, I should have taken full advantage of being home that whole week and like really decluttering and just like all these things. No, my brain was like, absolutely not. And I slept a good chunk of like the first few days. And then.
But to be fair, you were sick though.
Exactly. So which is why I need to like give myself some grace. But like the healthy Iana is like, how dare you?
Yeah.
So yeah, I did not do any decluttering. I did, however, put my clothes away, like actually nice and neat.
Nice.
I didn't like go through all the clothes and like put aside like anything that like I can donate or anything like that. But at the same time, my room still looks clean. So I'm like, okay, cool. Like we kept this part. Like that's fine. It didn't get any worse. Nice. So that's good. And then what else did we say?
Yeah, just the decluttering boy. And I mean, I think it would have helped. Obviously, you never expect sicknesses.
Yes.
But if you did expect to be off for a week, you would have planned it.
Oh, easy.
And you would have structured what days you would have taken care of what.
Yeah.
Like knowing you would have done that easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you're sick, you don't really have energy. And then you don't have the energy to even think of how.
Yeah, like the planning or anything like that. No, I didn't get to journal. I didn't get to join my accountability group. I really just vegetated for a second just to heal. Exactly. Like I was in my healing process and I'm glad I took the time to, one thing I did want to mention.
Yeah.
When I was sick, it really makes you value when you are healthy. And like 120%.
Yeah.
And because I was able to like appreciate when I am healthy, I was like, oh, maybe this is like the time period of like, okay, I'm making you sick right now so that you can appreciate when you are healthy and then not set up a whole plan for when you are healthy, but like take this time to really reflect and heal. So that when you are healthy, you're able to come in with fresh energy. Like this is the turning point right now. This is the next chapter. Yeah. This is your transition.
Yes, that's so
that's
true.
How I thought about it. So I was like, I'm not worried about. Yes, I'm coming back. So I'm not worried about being disappointed that I didn't like do all the decluttering or anything because I was like, this is a transition process. Like I'm going to heal right now. I'm going to be present. I'm going to enjoy this time of being at home and being with like being by myself, but then also like being with my family that does work from home. Yeah. And then work on like I'll appreciate even being at work a little bit more,
right.
You know?
Exactly.
So that's like my transition.
Nice. Yes. Yeah, on my end, I didn't really do that great of a job either. Mainly because, planning for the trip.
Right.
And then as soon as I come back, just thinking of my next steps with the podcast and then testing out the audio and stuff. And like I was showing Yana before we recorded, the EQing of this thing and all of that to enhance our voices. And then I do a post, production on that too. But all in all, saying that because I really need to make it a point to shift projects to declutter. And is it really that important, Adonis, that you need to make your purpose projects and push them for decluttering? Like, is decluttering that important? And yes, it is. Why? Because I am a very emotional creature. So visuals and any audio, all these things affect me. Like, of course, over the years, now that I'm getting older too, I have a lot more control over that. But it still helps so much when things are clean and I can see my production tools. When I first walk into the room, it's just so motivating and inspiring when I already have those things and I'm already able to whip them out and get them ready.
Yeah.
But how do I do that? I need to get rid of a lot of distractions, which is what decluttering is.
Yes.
And it's so important, especially as we near the end of 2023. I want to, in 2024, the word for myself is to create.
Yes.
I want to be able to use and practice and daily practice using my voice and my eye. Because I feel like those are my biggest strengths. So in order to do that, though, I need to make sure that there are no boundaries. There are no barriers. I'm sorry. So like as soon as I get in, like, I have to take out the trash. I have to pick up my jackets from this. And then that's going to take some time. So I'm only going to have enough time to edit the podcast for today. I'm not going to have enough time to click the record button on my camera and on my podcaster. And I'm not going to be able to hook up my mic. Like I want these things almost already set.
Oh, I like that.
So I could just come in and just hit record. Or if I need to write scripts, I can already have my notebook out, my journal, or my iPad, and I could already get to it. Instead of like, there's so many distractions. Like literally when I come in, the first thing I see obviously is the TV.
Yeah.
So I want to either watch a game or I want to watch my show or I just want to watch it on here. Luckily, I already finished Better Call Saul. So I don't have to worry about that one. But there are always shows that pop up, But the thing that I'm getting at is, yes, it is important enough for me to push my projects, not indefinitely, but for this season, for a few days. So I can declutter. That way I can optimize the time that I have to edit quicker because it's already laid out.
Yes.
And that's the first thing I see.
I love that. Like you have there is a reason for each season and like you're appreciating what season you're in right now.
Yeah.
So that's really good that you clearly defined it. And then you're setting yourself up for success. You're not just like you have a why behind the decision that you made. So it's not like you're dilly-dallying and like doing whatever.
Right.
Like, no, you actually need to declutter. And this is helping in your purpose because it's going to allow you to focus on it later on.
1000%. Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
I think my word, so a little bit of backstory before I go into my word for next year. 2022 was the year for, like, I named that chapter as the beginning because that's when I really committed to the personal growth. Like I was learning about it in 2020, 2021,
that's right.
But I fully committed to personal growth, personal development in 2022.
Yeah.
And like, that's when I started, like, I lived on my own. Like
That's
yeah,
right.
it was a whole beginning chapter. I started accountability group. Like I joined an accountability group and all that stuff. And then 2023, my word was authenticity. And part of that whole authenticity like journey is building like integrity, and I'll go into that in a second. But before I get off topic, my word, so authenticity is 2023. So my word for 2024 is connection, or to connect.
Yes.
Connect.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah.
So yes, my word for 2024 is connect. And I know a lot of you are thinking like, okay, so she's being authentic and then she's going to connect with like other people. Yes, that is ultimately the goal. But before I can connect with anyone else / simultaneously, I need to focus and devote more attention to connecting with myself. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm being fully transparent with all of you. The past few days and like weeks, I have felt disconnected with myself. And I'm like, okay, I'm like scrolling on Instagram in the morning, and then I jump off of that and get on Facebook. I jump off of that and get on YouTube, and it's like information overload.
Yeah.
Like it's too much.
Way too much.
And so I was like, okay, like you're not even like praying, or I mean you are, but you're not fully dedicated to praying and meditating, to working out, to journaling, to reading, to doing all of the things that you know will set you up for the day. You're just on Instagram. And that's like being fully transparent. So it's like, what is the disconnect? You know it, but why are you not doing it? So this quarter four, my real
goal.
Yes, my real goal and mindset is to connect with myself.
Beautiful.
So that I can build the confidence that I need and know that I have by being the authentic self that I really am. By doing, and to do that, it is holding myself accountable, but building my integrity with myself. Because I genuinely want to feel connected with myself. I genuinely want to be a genuine person. And in order to do that, I can't be telling people to do this, that, and the third if I know I'm not doing it myself.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So I can't say like from here on out, I'm going to do this and that and that. And then like, no, it's a process. It's been a process. I can look back at this year and I really am really proud of myself from the way I was last year compared to the way that I handled the same situations this year. I have grown tremendously. And I'm so proud of myself. And like, that was the end of like the summer period. I'm so proud of myself. But then it's like, okay, so like, I'm not at that high anymore. Yeah. But I'm okay with it. It does not have to drop.
Right.
It just like understand and be present in like the season that I'm in. So it doesn't have to drop off. It doesn't have to be high. Just continue the progress though.
Exactly.
And continue to be intentional about how I want to create in my day.
Yeah.
Just like you said, like your word is to create. I want to be proactive in my day. That means I don't need to use my phone as an alarm clock.
Right.
I can use my alarm clock.
Right, exactly.
Like, let me pull that out again.
Yeah.
I just saw it in my drawer, which is why I'm mentioning it.
Nice.
So it's like, okay, I really do not have to
use my phone
like as soon as I wake up and right after I go to bed. I am hesitant to say this, but I'm going to say it because I want to do it for myself. I don't need anyone else to like hold me accountable. I don't need to rely on anyone else to tell me to like how to do or what to do or anything like that. Right. I am making the decision to do whether it is 75 hard or 75 soft,
Or a modified version.
Yeah, 75 soft
I've always told you.
Unmodified.
No, I mean, I hate that.
Yes.
I'm sorry. But I hate when you tailor. Okay. I love the idea of challenges, right? Because it motivates you. Other people do it and you see other people do it and it inspires you. But do it in a way that is going to benefit you the most. Like 75 soft, 75 hard. Just say 75 whatever challenge.
Yes.
Because I hate that. Okay, you got to work out 2 times a week. If your goal
2 times a day.
2 times, yeah, sorry, 2 times a day. If your goal is to actually be in your best athletic shape for an event, then of course that makes perfect sense. But if your absolute goal is to be financially comfortable or to be spiritually sound and connected with God, then why are you spending that much time in the day dedicated to that? Like, yes, work out for sure, but why do you have to have it both the same amount of time during the day? And I'm not trying to knock on it. All I am saying is like, because when you say 75, okay, soft because it's modified, bump that, man. Like, then I'm not calling it that. Then I'm doing the Yana challenge.
Yeah.
Which is, I'm literally making sure I pray for at least 10 to 15 minutes every day. And then I'm making sure I clean my area. And then I'm making sure that I work out for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I also make sure that I am speaking into the camera and giving out the advice that I want to give, that I'm building out my coaching repertoire.
Yeah.
So I could finally put my stuff out. But I'm not going to be, oh, well, I have to keep up with the challenge, so I have to work out again, even though I haven't spent any time with my craft. That makes no sense to me.
You're so funny.
Yeah, but
I feel you. I feel you.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
Sorry, I just went on that rant.
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm glad you did, because there's some people that take challenges too seriously and then it's not focused on what their actual goal is.
Yeah.
So I love that you brought it back to that point of like, know your goal. And thank you. The very first thing that I should have said, and I'm sorry I'm bringing it up now, but while I have your attention, my goal this is why I had a hard time saying it. My goal for Q4 is not to do whatever I said I was going to do. Look, I already forgot it. I need, and I get to take the time to actually talk with God and see and ask him, what is it that you want me to do and focus on in the next 3 months, this month, this year, whatever. Let me talk to and really focus and connect to God, because he is the one that I actually want to connect with, reconnect with again. And then from there, he will tell me what my Q3 goal is. How does he want me to proceed in building my confidence and building my integrity again? Because right now, because I'm so disconnected with myself, it's because I know I'm disconnected with my faith. So take it for what you hear or whatever. Yeah. Like, whoever you need to connect with spiritually to continue to build on your faith, do that first. That is, I've said this in other podcast episodes before, but your spiritual being is first and foremost. So I'm sorry I genuinely am sorry if you do not have a spiritual life or any, like, if you genuinely do not believe in something greater or higher than us beings as people. And I'm saying I'm sorry because I don't know how to live without knowing that there is a God.
Yeah.
So maybe this isn't the right, like, direction for you or advice, but this is just my journey.
Of course.
This is where I am starting.
Yeah.
So I'm starting with my spiritual being first, and then going into and asking him, okay, this is the spiritual direction that you want me to take. What emotional baggage do I need to clear out before I move forward in my intellectual health, my intellectual well-being? What emotional baggage do I need to clear out before I can devote time and energy into walking every day or yoga or whatever healthy physical fitness that I can do and commit to? And asking God to be present and lead me in all of these areas of my well-being so that I can feel like a human again.
Right.
Like I can't, like I already know I'm whole because he is with me. Like he never leaves. But I just don't feel as present or connected because I can't hear his voice right now. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, she needs to fast. Like, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Okay, if God wants me to fast, he will tell me like, okay, you need to fast on Tuesdays again or something like that.
Yeah.
But like, let me set this time aside to talk and be with God and be in his presence again. And then
to listen.
Yes. And be open to receiving.
Yeah.
And part of the emotional baggage that I keep talking about, like the reason why I feel so disconnected. Ooh, I'm getting like really into it. But the reason why I am getting so, why I feel so disconnected is because I have been afraid of facing the vulnerable parts of my past. I've been getting emotional and I've been getting like lost or whatever. And it's because I am running away from facing, like you said earlier, like you keep saying like I'm facing all of my fears like head on and challenges and things like that. But I got into a standstill because I didn't want to take the time to journal. I didn't want to take the time to hear what he's going to tell me to do next. Because I'm like, I thought I fought so hard to get here. Like, why do I need to keep fighting?
Yeah.
It's because you need to stop fighting now. It's time to stop fighting. It's time to let it go. It's time to face it and go through it.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And for you guys that heard the term emotional baggage, what we mean is every year it almost seems like it's the same. Like we have these grand goals and we have all these expectations of what we're going to do, what we're going to be, what we're going to have. But then come closing time by October, closing out the year, we're always stuck thinking about, man, I couldn't get to that because I went through it with this person. I went through it with that person. I went through it with myself. Like I doubted myself. I didn't believe in myself. And, I disconnected from my faith for a while and I did this and I did that.
All the regret.
All the regret. We don't ever think about the positives throughout the year. When it comes time to like, when someone asks you, hey, how's your year been? But like, and you have to think about it genuinely, not just say, oh, it was good, that fake
the
response.
Generic,
If you ask yourself that and you think about it truthfully, genuinely, a lot of times we're always stuck thinking of the regrets, of the embarrassments, of the hurt. And that's why we're bringing it up with decluttering in Q4 and with 92 days left. It's because we want you to think about the whole year and where you are now. And more importantly, yes, of course, it's good to think about the bad so we can learn from them and learn from the mistakes. But we must also acknowledge and recognize when we have lived through those good moments.
Yes.
Well, our accomplishments, no matter how small, because once we start to do that, we could start to build on that. and we could start, and then our confidence builds, and we could start to understand ourselves a little bit more. What worked in that instance? Why did that go so well?
Yes, the reflection period and knowing, like one tip that really helped me was like appreciating my progress, even if it wasn't perfect.
Exactly. Exactly. And going back to the emotional baggage, there, those moments of hurt, instead of running away from them, we have to face them.
Mm-hmm.
Because if we don't face them, we don't learn from them. And if we don't learn from them, they're going to pop up again and again, whether it be through the same person or new situations.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when you see people like, those people that are always having trouble at their job and they always quit and they always go to the next one. And it seems like it's happening again. Oh, they
Mm-hmm.
always got something to say about the boss. They always got
Yeah.
something to say about the coworkers. They always got something to say about the people that come in and out. And it's like, but nothing ever changes even though they switch locations.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because they always run away from the heart of the problems.
Yes.
And it's never with other people. Like the external is, but that's reflecting the internal,
Mm-hmm.
which is you. Like, what is it that triggers you every time? Why is it that all someone has to say is one word and you're already unhinged?
Ready to pop off.
Instead of just being patient and be like, they're just being silly. So why would
Right.
I pay any attention to them? And with the emotional baggage, it's just like decluttering. We have to go through the stuff. We can't just leave that pile of clothes and just put a blanket over it.
Yeah.
It's still there.
Exactly.
You just don't see it. You just don't, and you don't smell it
Mm-hmm.
because it's over, but
Mm-hmm.
it's building up and it's festering and it's like a sty in your eye. You know that it's there, but you don't want to deal with it.
Yes.
But the moment that you start to just acknowledge it and look at it, the solution is never going to come if you just throw a blanket over it.
Yes. And you keep running from it.
But I promise you, the longer you look at it, like sincerely, with clarity, with an open mind and an open heart,
Mm-hmm.
the solutions will come.
Mm-hmm.
But they will never come if you just throw that blanket over it. And that's why Iana was talking about why it's so hard to actually go there for that emotional baggage. Because a lot of us don't want to be vulnerable. A lot of us don't want to actually face our mess. We don't want to face that disgust. We don't want to see that and say, man, I really did do that.
Or put in the work.
Yeah.
It is work.
It's a lot of work.
I did want to mention one quote from Michael Todd. He said, whatever you don't deal with, either you transform it into actually dealing with whatever the gunk of the past is.
Yeah.
So that you can transform it into something beautiful and get the fruits of that labor and everything like that. If you don't deal with it, you're going to transfer it. And whether that's to the people that you're immediately connected to or your offspring. And I know for a fact that like I am not trying to pass down anything to my kids only because I already know they're going to have their own struggles.
Exactly.
Why would I put more onto it why would I put more onto them if I know I have the power to not give it to them? So it stops with me, like whatever, like, just whatever I'm dealing with, like I get to face it. And that only makes me stronger and a better example for my kids that I will have.
Exactly.
That is my motivator.
Yeah.
And like, I know, like I said, I'm not trying to be like, the type of person that like needs an external force. But at the same time, if anyone is going to be my external like push, it's going to be the kids that I will have.
Exactly.
That just like
Beautiful.
was an aha moment.
And I don't want to get into this too much, but I do want to leave you guys with an indispensable tool that will help you go through the emotional baggage, will help you get through the decluttering, will help you start to actually give you the confidence to put work on your goals. And that is affirmations, and not in the way that you've always heard of it, which is, I am brilliant, I am smart, I am beautiful, I am strong. I mean, those are nice and they're good. They have yeah.
One thing, I hate how the energy that you put on it,
Okay.
because for a fact that when you're saying affirmations, you better put life onto it, like you genuinely believe that it's already here.
Oh, 100%.
Because that's how you get in alignment with your future.
Yeah.
But you did say it's different from like the generic, and so I get it.
Yeah, and I say it because I know a lot of people have a bad, like they think of it in a negative sense sometimes, like, oh, it's
like a
cheesy,
bad taste.
whatever.
It really is. Yeah.
But the way that I've been doing it for these last few years, and has helped me tremendously, is by saying, I love doing podcast work. I love working out and getting fit. I love lifting weights. I love talking into the mic.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when I was scared out of my wits, where I really couldn't even say anything as soon as I saw the camera turned on, as soon as I had a mic in my hands. Like this is when I was getting frustrated because I didn't understand EQ, compression, de-essers. Like I didn't understand any of this technical stuff. And it would frustrate me. This is when I didn't think of myself as someone that could do it. I thought of myself as uneducated. I was like, why would I even start a book if I know I'm not going to read it? This is when I started using those affirmations. I love reading. I love the touch of a physical book. I love opening a brand new book with a cup of hot, warm coffee in my hands. When you do these affirmations, what are these affirmations? Instead of saying, like in addition to saying I am, say I love, and then insert your action of what you want to be doing. If you know your purpose is running and you want to go through marathons and sprinting and all that, but you have doubts and you're like, but I hate getting up early to go work out. I hate eating the food that I need to fuel my body a certain way. Like, and you really think that, it's okay. You can't change yourself like that. But what you can do is start to say, man, I don't always like eating those foods, but I love the way it makes me feel afterwards. I love the way, even though I don't love the way a salad tastes every time. There's some salads that are really good. But then there's some that are just like, some days I just don't want it and I want to smash out with a burger. But man, I love the feeling I get when I say no to the burger and I do eat that salad. When I do eat those veggies, when I do eat that rice, I love the way I feel right after it. And I love the way I feel when I'm eating it because I know I'm making the right choice. I know that's going to give me that extra push for that run tonight, for that game tonight. And once you start inserting these affirmations, do it with extreme detail. Actually look for the genuine stuff that makes you feel good and makes you feel happy, makes you feel accomplished about what you're doing. That is the biggest tool, biggest key to unlocking those doors that were previously chained up, boarded up, and almost just blocked off. And it's just by saying, I love doing this, that, and the third because of this, that, and the third. It helps so much. It helps get rid of all that baggage. It helps you declutter so much of your life. It helps you get rid of all those distractions to focus on the stuff that is really meaningful.
And I think the difference between the I am cheesy statements and then what you just said, which is the I love, like you can tell the meaning between it. So like I am I embody what I'm about to say.
Exactly.
I take that on for myself.
Yeah.
But when you say I love with meaning and conviction, I love sets a whole atmosphere of what I embody.
Exactly.
So yes, be detailed to the best of your ability. And like, when you do speak life into yourself by saying all of these like affirmations, you're bringing, I love saying this, but it's just so true. Like, you're bringing your future into your present, which is why it's manifesting or whatever into like your present, which is why I keep saying, speak the life into you, because you really are becoming what you are saying. You are fully attracting what you're about to say. Exactly. You are opening the doors and opening the opportunities. But of course, you're not going to be able to do that if you're holding on to all of this guck and all of that like nonsense, you know? So do the steps. Like, that's all I can say is like, do the steps, let go, do whatever like healing processes you need to do, get the connection and get the help that you need, and let go of all the baggage completely, so that you can't, while you're saying these affirmations, to really bring it forward and bring like that excitement. I'm so glad that we have these podcasts, by the way. This is a side note, but these podcasts, just talking about affirmations, like, I feel alive again.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
And before this podcast, when we were getting ready for it, just being fully transparent with you guys, I was like nauseous, like being such a drag. Like, this is right after my work day. And like, I literally like came, like, I didn't even have like an hour to like relax or like just decompress, but I did eat, thank God. And thank you, Mom. Like, it was so good. But it's just like, I don't know like what was going on. And I just felt so disconnected, like I said. But these podcasts also like realign me in the sense of like, oh yeah, like I do have the ability to speak the life that I know I can into my day and take those next steps of, okay, how do I let go of like the baggage? I am actually going to fully write the letter to myself of whatever regrets I had in the past, whatever hurts that I'm still harboring, whether it's years from like childhood or teenagehood or in my 20s or whatever.
Yeah.
The burden of like my birthday coming up, like that should not be a burden. But for some reason, I feel like it is. So like, what is that? Let me take the time to write it out so that it's not stuck in my body anymore, you know? Yeah. And then while I'm doing that though, I'm still going to be bringing my future into my present. I'm still going to say like, I love cooking and putting love into the food that I'm about to consume, because I know this is going to fuel me and like all the cells and everything like that. And I'll like get all nerdy and everything. But yeah, like just speaking the life into myself and everything. So
beautiful. Yeah. I think that's going to wrap it up for the meat and potatoes of the podcast. So yeah, thank you guys so much for listening.
Yes.
Again, you could find us on our YouTube page. It's under my name, Adonis Barrera.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can also find us on our social media handles, which is Adonis Barrera and
Iana Giselle.
And you could also find us at the 2D Pod, which is TOODEEPPOD. Again, that's on Instagram. Yeah.
And today, when you're hearing this on Saturday, October 7, you can also find our Facebook group, which is going to be TOODEEPPOD CAST. It's going to be Too Deep Podcast.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
And that is our Facebook group. So tune in. Actually, don't tune in, but follow, and you can find us, and we can actually fully engage with our audience now.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yes, we'll put all the links down below.
Bold statement, Iana. Okay, I love it. Putting that pressure on. Okay.
Of course.
Turning coal into diamonds.
It's quarter four.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not messing around.
Love it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you enjoyed today's podcast, share it with someone that you love. Share it with someone that you know could use it.
Review us, please.
Yes, review us. Leave that review. Tell us how this has helped you. Tell us what we can improve upon too in your review. We'd love to hear it. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
And we'll see you next week.
Stay safe, everybody. Bye.
Bye.